24 ended on a high for the hotel and tourist industry with an influx of celebs, we're told, arriving for the holidays, and hotels and other accommodations fully booked by patrons attending holiday events. Mr. Christopher Jarrett is the first vice president of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, and he will tell us, well, go on. Morning, sir. All the very best to you and the family for 2025. Yeah. Love that socks team. I love that shoes.
Oh my gosh.
I hope you bring something, you know.
It was dressed on Friday.
Well, that is not dress up. That look like a dress up to me. I hope you bring something, because you leave the two of them. Good to see you. Something new, or this happened to us every year at this time, or this year was last year, because we're in 2025. Last year was bigger and better than.
We typically get a bump in the winter season at the beginning of this winter season starts December 15th. Mm-hmm. We typically get a bump, but we found this year we figure that it's from the Vibes Cartel Freedom concert. We got a significantly.
You think it was Carter's concert solely responsible for this bump?
Because in fact, once the announcement was made of the date, generally the hotels in Kingston saw an increase in the bookings. Mm-hmm. So we give thanks for it.
Yeah. Of course.
Sorry, sir, but these people who came in just came for the weekend, or they were here for a month?
They made a trip of it for the most part. Well, at our hotel, for instance, we had, that's Altamont in Kingston, we had a lot of people from the Caribbean region, and they came in maybe a week before. So you had occupancy bumping from 4 or 5, 6 days ahead of the event, and then they stayed maybe a day or two later.
1.6 million visitors over this season, a significant bump over last year. They're in Kingston. Where else is the spread? Mobay?
We're seeing it in Mobay too.
Looks like Portland got some.
I don't know that was that strong in Portland, but surely Montego Bay and Ocho Rios too.
Ocho.
Yeah.
Is there a particular demographic that goes to a particular part of Jamaica? So we know the private jets came in. Where were those folks going? Because I've read here that a lot of them were in, and Port Antonio has definitely been one of those havens for the rich and famous, no?
Yes,
A lot of names have not been called because of confidentiality, but which demographic typically goes where?
I would say Montego Bay has its fair share with the Moon Palaces and the Half Moon, Round Hill and so on, gets their fair share of the celebrities who, as you said, some of them remain unnamed because of confidentiality. But it's not new. That's not really new to Jamaica. We've always, because our cultural heritage and the rest of it, have always seen that type of business, particularly on the North Coast. We get a little bit of it in Kingston too, but not as significant.
Yep. To piggyback on Sim's question, when you say because of confidentiality, is that just we decide not to tell the people who are here, or them come in and say, I don't want you to tell nobody that?
I think some of them want to remain private. Would rather have their vacation without the fanfare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting question Sim asked, because I remember I used to go to Dragon Bay quite often, and they had a lot of German visitors there. And then they never had the whole heap of music. You had a little mento band and stuff. So it depends on where you come from, where you want to go, and the type of holiday you want also. Because you might not want to be in Mobay where everybody around up and down.
Right. And we find in Kingston, for instance, we get more of the business traveler. That's always been so. We get a few of the celebrities too, like I said. But typically people come to conduct business, and they might, while they're here, head out to Port Royal or Devon House and Blue Mountain and that kind of stuff. But they're typically business travel. We're trying to change that perception of Kingston too. With the Port Royal is going to be having a festival sometime later this year. Back about November or so, and we usually have a lull. So we're looking at some more
to fill the calendar.
Fill that block.
What do you think? I mean, for a lot of people abroad, they think Caribbean, everywhere of sea, everywhere of sun, everywhere of sand. What is it about Jamaica that keeps people coming back, or keeps us front of mind for people who want to come to this part of the world?
Well, we spoke a little bit about the cultural heritage. Of course, the legendary Bob Marley, and now the legendary Hussein. So I think we're always at the the head of the line, so to speak. We're always doing it first and doing it best. And I think people like winners, and we're always there, front and center. So I think, notwithstanding the beaches and the sunshine, a big part of it is our people. I think we have a really unique style of greeting people, and we're always a touchy-feely kind of people. So
You said earlier that you want to change the perception of the traveler to Kingston. How do you market? You mentioned your hotel. How do you market your hotel? Leave out what went on last weekend, because I guess that. But how do you market? And who do you market to? Is it Caribbean? You go Europe? You go where you go?
Caribbean Airlines and some other partners have now started doing flights to the islands, which is sort of. It's not new, but it was suspended. And we had some travel advisory issues with the U.S. embassy and the other embassies, and so on. So those challenges face us coming out of COVID. But we do the usual type of marketing. I don't think we target at our hotel any particular demographic. We use Instagram and TikTok and all these things now.
Social media is a good tool.
No, I accept that, but I kind of meant. So you tell them, you come to a hotel, you can go here, you can go where. In Montego Bay, you can say you have the beaches and you have all kinds.
Yes, we're pushing more, like I said, the Port Royal and the tours up into the hills and so on. And we find a lot more people now wanting to do the walk tours, the bus tours, and these things that typically in the past would not be a popular sort of
choice for them.
Yeah.
And so how do we combat the negative stuff coming out of Jamaica?
Well, we hope that JTB works hard and continue to work hard because a lot of the positives are not said. I mean, reduction in violent crime, for instance, is never talked about. You always hear about crime increasing. And so the narrative needs to be changed. We need to just talk a little bit more about the positives that are happening in the country.
Yeah, I'm reading here that it was mentioned in a GIS article that we are looking to promote sustainable tourism. And it says Princess Hotels and Resorts currently sit on more than 100 acres of a mangrove area. Explain that. Do you have travelers who kind of want that too?
We've been having a few challenges there though, because the mangroves, you have the alligator and those.
Crocodiles.
Those crocodiles, crocs.
Yeah.
And so there is an invasion of that space.
So it's not a good thing?
It's a balance. It's a balance that we try to maintain because NEPA is there to protect it and to ensure that we protect the environment while we build out.
Mm-hmm. And so in the grand scheme of things now, as we look to get visitors here, are we looking to get Jamaicans back to Jamaica too, or we have no challenges with that pattern?
No, that has always been a part of the plan. Mm-hmm. The diaspora, people who lead the diaspora come here to Jamaica for conferences and so on, and we sit and talk about how best we can parlay them back in and their families back to Jamaica. What? So, and the airline's planning to grab part in that, as I mentioned.
What about Jamaicans in Jamaica?
There needs to be a little bit more of that, and we're working on that too, where we have the staycation.
Staycaters, yeah. I love a good staycation.
Yeah. So numbers are up.
Yes.
So that you said December 15 is the winter tourism season. That's when the numbers came up, or were they before?
No, we saw a little bump a little before that, because I think the elections in the United States, that being our biggest partner, that affected travel. Every time there's an election in the States.
Affected how?
People just don't want to travel. There's a lot of uncertainty. And so we expected that, and we saw it happening. And but following that, I think people settled down, and we started to see the numbers roll.
And so outlook for 25
Is this? It's very good, they say. We have been seeing some of it already at Hotel 39 in Mobay. And so we feel it's a positive trend. We're looking forward to it.
Well, good to see you. All the best to you and your family.
Thanks, Neville.
God bless
Thanks
you.
so much.
Can't leave the shoes outside. What size is shoes? Can't fit in there.
No, me take it still.
You can't, you go get, you go.
Me can't remember Stitch It tune.
You wear your...
We can't remember that tune.
You're going to get blind. Christopher Jarrett is the first VP of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association. Thank you so much. So we'll take a break on Smile. We're back with more after this. What size you wear?
No.
What size you wear?